An organization designed to help others following Helene finds itself in need. We'll explain. Plus, hope on the horizon for one woman's journey, a look at how the power of sharing truly made a difference. Preparations are underway for early voting ahead of the August election in Tennessee. And we're looking live over Tusculum this morning. News 5 This Weekend begins right now.
From WCYB, this is News 5 This Weekend.
Well, good morning, everyone. So we are in weather alert mode because we've had some heavy areas of rain overnight. And unfortunately, looking off to the west, I see more rain heading this way. Good morning to you folks. So we have flood watches still in effect. This will last at least through Sunday. And we've already had some heavy areas of rain during the overnight. And just pretty much area-wide, we've at least had some rain. Some of the areas in the blue, that's actually where we've had close to an inch of rain. However, again, in one of those areas where they've already had so much rain really the past 3 weeks off and on, around parts of Greene County, not too far away from Horse Creek this time, you see a zone of red. Now, what that's indicating is rainfall where we've had in excess amounts of 3 inches. Just incredible, just south of Limestone. You don't see quite as much in Southwest Virginia, but several spots here around Honaker and just to the north parts of Buchanan County also saw around 1 inch of rain as well. However, like we just talked about, we've got rainfall to talk about on satellite and radar. So if I zoom in, you'll notice some of that back towards Cumberland in Kentucky, parts of Jonesville and Ewing, Pennington Gap back that way, also getting some of the heavier rain. That is pushing off to the east with some heavy rainfall rates, especially there in the red back towards Sneedville. So we can zoom in a little closer to that and let you know that that area of showers and rain, that is moving this way. Currently, we just have some areas of light rain. Here's most of the cloudy skies that we see here on the Ingalls Camera Network. Johnson City in the low 70s, nice and mild out there. Well, today, folks, it is going to feature some showers and storms, at least at times. Temperatures are mainly going to be in the upper 70s with some of those downpours is what we can expect for the evening. So the News 5 app is the app for your severe weather coverage. It's more than just a forecast. Of course, you can watch the newscast, severe weather coverage, when you're away from your TV or if the power goes out. It's free on the App Store and also on Google Play.
No one is hurt after a small fire broke out Thursday night at Wallens Ridge State Prison. A Virginia Department of Corrections spokesperson says the fire was in a pipe chase behind an inmate's cell. Staff evacuated the housing pod while following safety procedures. Medical staff evaluated everyone as a precaution. An update to a News 5 on Fox investigation we've been following for more than a year. The Virginia Department of Corrections confirmed it's investigating inmate claims first brought to light in News 5's Liam Bridgman's reports. Yeshua Bruce, a former inmate of Wallens Ridge, claimed he and other inmates were taken to the medical wing of the prison and beaten multiple times. A second former inmate, Devin Jensen, told News 5 a nearly identical story. You can read the full statement from VA DOC in our continuing coverage on WCYB.com. A community resource created out of Helene is facing potential closure. God's Warehouse in Elizabethton provides building materials, household essentials, and spiritual support for those who need it. But leaders say church-based support for the warehouse is diminishing. News 5's Liam Bridgman spoke with several community leaders who hope the resource remains open.
I'm standing in God's Warehouse here in Elizabethton, a place where homeowners and builders can come and pick up materials free of charge. This place was created out of Helene, but as time has gone on, the future of the warehouse remains a question.
We say that God provided all the materials, and we're just here as good stewards to put them in the hands of the people that need them.
The warehouse and its volunteers, like Bill Whaley, provide housing essentials from drywall to mattresses to everyone who shows a need. Over the warehouse's 18 months of operation, they've given out materials to support more than 500 households across 6 counties and 2 states, mostly Helene survivors. They're hoping to not only keep the facility open, but to also grow their programming.
We would like to see this continue, and we're pushing that maybe it would be a conglomeration of local churches that could come help and support this in many different ways.
Local leaders in Elizabethton are pledging their support and hope others will join.
If you don't support them, but you use their resources, but you don't support them, that's kind of shameful on us. But when they need help and trying to stay here and all that, we need to support them as much as we can.
So unless the churches and these other organizations can come up with thousands of dollars of all of these things that people need, they need to join in and just give some that adds up to more to keep them here.
You can find out how to support God's Warehouse in Elizabethton at WCYB.com. In Elizabethton, Liam Bridgman, News 5, WCYB.
A Tennessee cat rescue is asking for help after floodwaters swept through its shelter, damaging the building and destroying supplies. True Rescue of Mount Juliet says its building started taking on water last night during the storms. Volunteers came in to remove the water and the shelter opened today. All of the cats are okay, but some items need to be replaced, like cat towers. The shelter has flooded in the past. They had a trench dug and filled with gravel in the back, but now they're looking for a permanent solution.
We've been biding our time, and we knew that. We knew that eventually the temporary fix was going to stop working, and we're at that point, and we need help.
True Rescue hopes to install a drainage system, which can cost around $30,000. The shelter runs solely off donations and grants. They say any amount of money helps. The U.S. Department of Commerce is awarding Johnson City $2 million for water infrastructure improvements. The money comes through the Economic Development Administration's Disaster Supplemental Funding Program. Officials say the project is designed to support the region's most critical infrastructure and help strengthen the local utilities following recent natural disasters.
This specific pressure zone, which is one of several that we have, is a critical one on infrastructure with those three critical providers: Johnson City Medical Center, the VA campus, and ETSU. So this significant water diameter project in potable water will actually reinforce that whole grid of our system.
The Johnson City Award is part of $27 million in funding announced for economic development projects across 5 states. It's summertime show for Theater Bristol that's sure to bring smiles and laughter. Red, White, and Tuna is a comedy show that depicts life in the tiny town of Tuna, Texas. The fun includes a class reunion, an upcoming wedding, and even an alien sighting in the small town. The performances will take place at Theater Bristol's Art Space tonight at 7:30. There's also a matinee at 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. For one local woman, sharing her story provides a special connection and hope for the future. It's a special mission to provide care to those in need. We'll take you there as News 5 This Weekend continues. A local woman's long wait for a kidney has come to an end, and she believes the community's response helped make it possible. For 2 years, former 911 dispatcher Patty Berry lived with the uncertainty of when or if a donor would be found. For the last 18 months of that journey, nightly dialysis became part of her routine until finally the call she'd been hoping for finally came. A donation connected complete strangers, making her transplant possible.
Worked exact matches. So she donated in my name, and someone else from Maryland needed a kidney. It's a second chance at life that I wasn't so sure I was going to get.
While Patty's search is over, thousands of others are still hoping for the same phone call. For more information about becoming a living donor, head to WCYB.com.
More rain and thunder shower activity is heading this way, Tri-Cities. So coming up, we'll be timing those out, letting you know how much rain we're expecting for this weekend and the whole entire time, Saturday and Sunday. But also a look ahead into next week when we'll see some drier weather. Have all the details ahead.
Coming up this week on Full Measure. For years, the prevailing narrative has blamed Mexico's cartel violence on guns illegally purchased in the U.S. But the data on paper tells a far different story. This week, a former ATF agent blows the whistle on the surprising facts that turn what we thought we knew on its head. Is your favorite charity using your tax dollars to push secret political agendas? Scott Thuman follows the money. And as President Trump promises to release all records surrounding Amelia Earhart, is the mystery of her disappearance on the verge of being solved? Mackenzie Frost reports on new information. All this week on Full Measure.
Knox County schools removed the historic novel Roots from library shelves last May. The superintendent then ordered the book be restored to shelves. But now debate is swirling over the intention of the state legislators' 2022 Age-Appropriate Materials Act and its 2024 amendment. Reporter Sam Perez spoke with the bill's sponsors who say it was left vague on purpose.
Amended law says materials are not appropriate for any K through 12 grade level if they contain nudity, depictions of sexual excitement, sexual conduct, excess violence, or sadomasochistic abuse.
What brought it about was we heard from parents mainly that felt like books in the library were not appropriate for their children. And so when we looked at some of the material and some of the books, well, I agreed that it wasn't appropriate for younger children.
Senator Joey Hensley is a sponsor of that law, which leaves the decision about age appropriateness up to each individual district.
We didn't define exactly what that meant, and it is different in each district, but we left it up to the school boards who are elected individuals.
In May, Knox County school leaders decided a section of Roots met criteria for it to be removed.
Now, the issue with Roots in Knoxville, that's taking it a little bit far, I think, but each school district had to deal with set their own policies.
Ultimately, a Board of Education member brought the policy up for review, and it was reinstated. Representative Mark White says he stands by whatever decision the local board makes regarding books like Roots.
I just believe that the local school board, they need to take upon themselves to also have the moral clarity that they expect the General Assembly to have.
White says the law is left intentionally vague.
But I really think the bill kind of throws it back on the local school board. Y'all have the moral clarity that we're giving you. You just make the decision.
When it comes to the future, State Senator Hensley says he's open to possibly working on another amendment during the next legislative session. As for State Representative White, he says he's heard from lawmakers who are interested in a revision to further clarify age appropriateness. Tennessee election officials are encouraging voters to start preparing for the upcoming August 6th election. The Secretary of State's office says local election commissions are working to make sure voters have the information they need before casting a ballot. We spoke with the Washington County election administrator about what voters should know before heading to the polls.
One, just make sure that you have been registered to vote. And bring your photo ID as we always required. But it's a pretty simple process. The wait time is minimal. People can generally be in and out within 5 to 15 minutes. And we're expecting to be a good election for us with a good turnout.
Early voting in Tennessee is underway July 17th and runs through August 1st.
This Storm Track 5 weather forecast is sponsored by Eastman Credit Union.
Well, good morning, Tri-Cities. So obviously we're in weather alert mode for the areas of heavy rain that we're expecting moving in from the west and eventually moving into the south and the east. So it's going to be providing some areas of heavy rain downpours and spots at times as we go through the whole entire weekend. And some storms are likely to be embedded in there as well in spots. I don't think that all of us will see the severe weather aspect, but many of us, as we get some of those thunder showers rolling through, will have the heavier rain, maybe some stronger wind gusts. But anyway, so the whole entire area is under a flood watch, and this lasts until Sunday. In fact, parts of Greene County has already had flood advisories and flash flood warnings during the overnight for excessive amounts of rain. That was actually going in excess of 3 inches. So obviously the elevated flood potential is still with us for today and also tomorrow. We begin a trend downward here in terms of rainfall, thankfully, as we head into Monday. Obviously, we could use the rain. We just don't want it too fast. You know how that is. But anyway, expecting that rain to eventually become a little bit more scattered in nature and lessen the coverage a little bit here by Monday. And then finally, drier weather as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. So like I mentioned, we've had some areas of heavy rain during the overnight. Check out eastern parts of Greene County, western parts of Washington County into Unicoi as well. Portions of those areas have had over 3 inches of rainfall just since last night. And however, if you look to the west, some of you folks may be watching from Kingsport or the eastern part of Hawkins County is like, where's my rain? Your forecast said 80% chance. Well, when we're talking about a high confidence in a system moving through like this, when you can literally see it on radar, our confidence is 100% that we're going to get the rain, and that 80% or so of our area will actually see it. So that's just kind of breaking it down. You do know some of those showers off to the west. Look at Jonesville, Ewing, and back towards Pennington Gap, some heavy areas of rain. If you were to look at just the rainfall rates on those, that's in excess of 3 inches rainfall rates per hour, so pretty incredible. So that whole complex of showers will be eventually moving off to the east towards the Tri-Cities area, Sullivan County, into Washington County as well. So we'll have to watch especially this heavy area of rain, this band right here, over the next hour and a half. That will provide the heaviest of it initially. So obviously numerous showers today, numerous showers at times for tomorrow, and then becoming more scattered by Monday. So downpours and any of these thunderstorms could have some lightning and strong winds in spots. However, as you know, the rainfall is the main concern. Here's your hourly planner, kind of just breaking it down. Notice how the rain chances are very high. Rainfall probabilities around 90% or so as we go to 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock as well. And eventually we get a little bit of a break towards the evening. Temperatures today will be impacted because of the rainfall. Only going to be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. And Abingdon, that's going to be a misread. It's likely going to be around 80 degrees in Abingdon for today or thereabouts. Overnight lows tonight dropping into the 60s. Severe threat tracker is obviously high or around the medium high mode because we are in weather alert mode for the whole entire weekend. So if you kind of broaden things out, there is at least a level 1 out of 5 risk of a thunderstorm or two as we go through today. That risk mainly shifts to our south for Sunday and stays off in the southeast for Monday. However, we're still kind of timing these out today, and notice how well this kind of lines up with the HRRR, kind of what we're looking at satellite and radar right now. Notice some heavier areas of rain pushes off to the east and southeast as we go through today. And unfortunately, at times as we go into Sunday as well, this is still for early on Sunday morning, then we expect more showers and thunderstorms around at times as we go through your Sunday. Your extended forecast, it looks like this. So we'll see temperatures mainly in the upper 70s, lower 80s, weather alert mode for the next couple of days. Then we dry out, turn hotter by the middle of the week.
Storm Track 5 weather cameras are sponsored by Ingalls. Food City is proud to sponsor Project Family on News 5 WCYB, celebrating hometown traditions, community, and faith.
More than 150 teens descended to Bristol recently to make a difference in the community, putting on their hard hats and rolling up their sleeves. In this week's Project Family, News 5's Mara St. Marie tells us what inspires the teens to give back.
For 1 week, teens across Virginia come to Bristol to give to those in need during the diocesan work camp.
They come together for a week. We pray together every morning, we pray together every evening, and then we spend our days out working on our sites.
Teenagers and contractors volunteer their time to repair homes for families who cannot afford it. One couple who needed repairs, Donita and James Frith, whose daughter added them to the list.
4 or 5 years later, they called us, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Their home needed new flooring, insulation, and railing on the stairs. Donita says the students were eager to help.
They come in every morning and say hello. They tell us bye. I just needed help with my groceries. I couldn't carry them in. They just jumped right in and got my groceries.
Abigail Brady and Olaje Ovea say they chose to volunteer to strengthen their faith.
I decided to do this just to feel closer to God by serving, and also to see the residents smiling after everything was done and to help them out.
I really enjoy just not being in full control of what I do with my time, and just kind of, it helps me give it to Christ.
Youth pastor Julia St. John says many kids tell her this is the best week in their summer. And since joining, it's been hers too.
Seeing the way they all grow in confidence and in friendship and in their faith, I was just I want to be there during this week that's so important to them and also be able to serve.
In Bristol, Mara St. Marie, News 5, WCYB.
Hi, I'm Reese, and I'm a WCYB kid who cares. Using the internet is a way of life for kids today. We use it for social interaction and schoolwork, but there are some safety precautions that every student should take when you're online. Always remember to log off your account when using a public computer, like at the library or at school. Never share your passwords with anyone except your parents or a trusted adult. Be smart and stay safe.
Kids Who Care is presented to you by News 5 WCYB.
Live is sponsored by Southern Dwellings.
Hello, handsome Leander. Oh, this beautiful guy was found wandering as a stray. And he's like perfection. In the shelter, he's not shown any aggression. He does great with other dogs. He's not been cat tested, so we're not sure about that. But he'll probably be fantastic with kiddos because he's really gentle. A big time snuggle bunny. He loves his cuddles. Yeah, you do. He's great on the leash and just loves everything. He would love a car ride, a hike. Oh, apparently thinks he's a lap dog, doing the lean in, which I am so here for. He is so beautiful. Gorgeous eyes. You could look right into them. So soulful. Aren't you beautiful, boy? Yeah, I love you too. If you would like to open your home and your heart to Mr. Leander, reach out to the Greenville Greene County Humane Society.
From WCYB, this is News 5 This Weekend.
With a weather alert day continuing for our region, Storm Track 5 meteorologist Kit Alexander joins us now with the latest on what we can expect. Kit, I know we have a lot of rain coming up. What can people expect ahead of for this weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend, unfortunately, is just not going to be the best weekend with all the rain that's coming in. In fact, we have to keep an eye on some areas of flooding, and we do have those flood watches in effect as we go through, well, really through Sunday at least at this point. So, yeah, expecting at least areas of rain off and on, and some areas have already had quite a bit of clusters of showers, including parts of Greene County into Washington County. Zooming in on that, I mean, yeah, we can really see that we've had at least 3 inches here in the zone that's red. That's where we've seen some of the most of the rain. Parts of Southwest Virginia has seen anywhere between 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch. And of course, you know, if you haven't got the rain yet, well, we just have to look to the west here on satellite and radar, and then you see those rain showers off to the west moving this direction pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and zoom on into Southwest Virginia. We have some heavy areas of rain, roughly in the excess of 2-inch rainfall rates per hour here, pretty close to Wise and Norton. That is coming your direction. As we go down to the south and west, you see Lee County moving into Scott County towards Duffield, getting ready to have some heavy rain as well. Tri-Cities area, we're still waiting on that cluster of showers to the north and west. Even then, it's going to be mainly moderate areas of rain at times, but you'll likely hear it, especially as it comes on some of the rooftops. Anyway, right now, here's a look at the Ingalls camera network, looking at mostly cloudy skies. Some areas of rain, mainly light rain right now in the Tri-Cities, 72 degrees in Johnson City. So because of the showers and storms, temperatures won't be getting near as warm today, but it is going to remain humid. So, but temperatures will likely be somewhere in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees with those areas of rain and thunderstorms moving in. The News 5 app is the app for your severe weather coverage. As you know, it's more than just a forecast. You can watch live newscasts and severe weather coverage when you're away from your TV or if the power goes out, which is handy. It's free in the App Store and also on Google Play.
A national charity is giving back to a local family in a big way. You may remember in August of 2024, Smith County Deputy Hunter Reedy was killed in the line of duty during a traffic stop. Recently, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has paid off the Reedy family's mortgage. They purchased the home just 11 months before he died. This year, Tunnel to Towers is delivering 343 mortgage-free homes across the nation to honor the memory of each of the 343 New York firefighters who lost their lives on 9/11.
The mission of the foundation is to say, look, we need to help these families heal. We need to lift their financial burden and what is often the largest financial burden, which is a mortgage. And to say, you know, not that this will ever replace him, but this will get you on a track of healing.
Deputy Reedy's widow, Bettina Reedy, did not want to go on camera, but she did write News 5, saying in part, quote, "I can honestly say a huge weight has been lifted by this blessing, and I praise and thank God for answering prayers. I am truly thankful I can carry out the dream Hunter and I had for our home and raising our babies." You can find Bettina's full statement and information on how to donate to Tunnel to Towers on WCYB.com. It's a mission that's designed with healthcare in mind. The Move Mountains Medical Mission will take place at the Virginia-Kentucky Fairgrounds in Wise, Virginia. The yearly event will take place from July 29th through the 30th. Registration will begin at 7 a.m. each day. The services offered include medical services, dental care, and vision screenings.
The big, great part of having programs like this is that we can reach out to the community, we can offer these services, and we don't have to worry about the financial aspect of that. It's really about the service aspect and doing the best job that we can do for patients.
We're thankful for all the volunteers that traveled near and far to make this event happen. It's incredible to see the love and compassion and the outreach that's going on here today.
The Carter County Emergency and Rescue Squad is getting state help to buy a new ambulance. The county says a $305,000 grant will help pay for the ambulance and a lift. The new unit will replace an older high-mileage ambulance. Emergency crews say it should improve reliability, cut maintenance costs, and help providing care across Carter County. Fun Fest is just days away, and Bays Mountain Park is getting ready to host several events for the community to enjoy. Bays Mountain Park will host 5 Fun Fest events from July 18th through to July 23rd. The lineup includes the Bays Mountain Gem and Mineral Show, Dollar Day at the Park, a Moonlight Hike, the Bays Blaze 10K, and a Pink Floyd laser show at the Planetarium. Park officials say the events offer something for all ages, whether you're looking to explore the outdoors, learn something new, or enjoy a night under the stars.
Love getting to hear from people who are visiting either outside of Kingsport or people who live right here in Kingsport as well. It's really nice because even though we're up here on top of the mountain, we get people coming to us and also getting to tell us about their experiences that they're having downtown with the parades and with those experiences while they get to come up here and see us as part of that. It's really special.
Fun Fest officially kicks off next week with the parade on Friday, July 17th at 6:30 p.m. with events leading up to the parade. The pre-festivities start this weekend with the one-pitch softball tournament and Little Miss Fun Fest pageant, followed by the yearly trash barrel paint-in on Tuesday. Then the fun kicks off Friday with the annual scavenger hunt, Friday lunchtime live concerts with Dave Egger and Bristol Lightning, and of course the Fun Fest parade in downtown Kingsport. It's an opportunity for you to fill hearts and stomachs for the summer season. A look how you can help. Our parent company, Sinclair, is partnering with Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief to provide meals for families this summer. You can scan the QR code on your screen to help. Every dollar donated helps provide at least 10 meals secured by Feeding America on behalf of local partner food banks. You can also go to sinclaircares.com to make a donation or volunteer. If you're constantly misplacing your items, lifestyle experts Elise Ivy and Christina Daves are here with a simple device to change all that. It's time for America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
I'm here with Christina Daves, who's got a smart solution to help you keep track of your everyday essentials. Hey, Christina.
Hey, Elise.
Tell me what you got today.
I've got the Roam Smart Tracker.
All right.
So how often do you lose things? Purse, phone, key?
Yeah, okay, often.
Okay, right.
Got it, yeah.
So these attach real hook. You've got this little hook here you can do, or it pulls apart. It's like a rubber band.
Okay.
So you can attach this to almost anything. Here's the best part. You don't need a subscription. You don't need anything. It works with your Find My on your iPhone or your Android.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. What I love about this company, this is all made from recycled plastic.
Bonus.
And for everyone that you buy, they plant a tree.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So how does it work? If someone finds my purse, let's
Yes.
say, and they see this, what do they do?
Here's your QR code.
Okay.
So you're just going to have it outside here. You see a QR code, you scan it, and you can personalize the scan. So, and you can say, oh my gosh, you saved my life. You found my backpack. Please call me. Here's my number.
Okay, that's cool.
To coordinate. Yeah, it's really, really good.
I love it.
So
And
these come in 1-packs or
Yes.
4-packs, but come on.
You're obviously going to need the 4. I like that the 4 is in different colors, too, so you could color code per family member or something of that nature.
And I have a great deal for you today. It is 30% off and starts at just $21.
That's incredible. I mean, just for the peace of mind of knowing I'm not going to lose my things any longer. Thank you so much for this deal. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Head to asadeals.com before they sell out.
Rain and thunder shower activity is moving its way towards the Tri-Cities area. Coming up, we'll have a look at where we're seeing the heavy rain now, where it's going to be in about the next hour to 2, and plus, what's the whole weekend looking like? Is it all going to be rainy? All the details coming up.
Legal challenges against Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, continue to pile up. Officials across the U.S. and now Europe allege the company knowingly endangers children. As our national correspondent reports, they're seeking damages that could dismantle the company.
American and European officials have set out to prove that no tech giant is too powerful to avoid accountability.
Big tech won't make money at the expense of our kids' well-being.
More than 2 years into the European Commission's investigation of Meta, the company behind Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads, officials Friday announcing preliminary findings that the company allegedly breached Europe's online safety law with what they say is an addictive design.
There is no effective screen time management tool, no effective awareness-raising measures, no effective parental control.
Meta disputes these claims and says, "We share the European Commission's commitment to providing teens with safe, positive online experiences." This is the beginning, not the end, of this legal battle. But if in the end Europe's findings are confirmed, Meta could have to pay a fine equal to up to 6% of the company's annual revenue. Based on Meta's 2025 revenue of $201 billion, a 6% fine would equate to $12 billion. In a different case here in the U.S., a group of state attorneys general make very similar allegations, which Meta denies.
Meta has harnessed its extraordinary innovation and technology to lure youth and teens to maximize use of its products.
This week, we learned just how much in damages Meta may have to pay if it loses. The amount is so massive, it makes that potential $12 billion fine in Europe look insignificant. The AGs ask this court to make Meta pay over $1 trillion. $1.4 trillion to be exact, Meta revealed in this new court filing, an amount they called outlandish and staggering. Meta's market cap, the value of all outstanding shares, is about $1.7 trillion. Meta urging the judge to recalculate their potential penalty ahead of the trial starting next month. In Washington, I'm Atra Elmashar reporting.
This Storm Track 5 weather forecast is sponsored by Eastman Credit Union.
Rain and thunder shower activity is moving its way towards the Tri-Cities area, and we're looking at some heavy amounts of rain at times. Thankfully, at least the storms are moving, but they're still pretty slow movers. We'll look at all that here coming up. But the main thing is just know there's going to be some showers and thunder showers around at times this weekend. And with some heavy areas of rain, if you live in one of those flood-prone areas that typically get some flooding, especially some of those little streams and river and waterways, yeah, that's kind of the areas you really need to look out for. And any of these storms could have downpours and gusty winds. I wanted to show you Johnson City here initially because right now we mainly just have mostly cloudy skies. However, just off to the west, we're seeing that heavy rain starting to move in. So it won't be long before it'll be impacting us as well. Anyway, current temperature is 72 degrees. We have flood watches in effect. That lasts at least through Sunday, as we'll be looking at some downpours really at times pretty much area wide. And the reason being is we have a ridge that's building out west, and we're getting all that heavy rain on the east side of that. So pretty much we're getting all the forward motion, which is westward to eastward movement. That gives us an elevated risk of flooding for today and also Sunday, and even at least at times some scattered areas of rain expected Monday. And of course, we already had some heavy amounts of rain, especially towards Greene County, back towards southwestern parts of Washington County this morning, and roughly around 3 inches plus of rainfall there. And that's really the dangers with these type of setups, is because we have so much water in the atmosphere. If you were to just drain it all out, we call it precipitable water, but if you just drain all that water down, localized spots gets amounts just like that, about almost 3.5 inches, which is just incredible. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're seeing now. We're seeing some heavy amounts of rain in excess of 2 to 3 inch rainfall rates per hour towards Wise, Norton, just west of Gates City as well. We can zoom in on this area of heavy rain just to the west. This is going to be impacting Kingsport here in the next few minutes. So if you just look off to your west and northwest, you'll be seeing this line of showers with some embedded thunder as well. And it also has at least the potential for maybe some gusts around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Nothing tornadic, nothing like that. But just basically looking at some areas where you can kind of match it up here with the legend. And what you notice is about 30 to 40 mile per hour gust potentially with that if it all makes it to the surface. So just kind of breaking it down, you see some of that rain. It eventually moves into areas like Johnson City or so, but that'll take it about another hour or thereabouts. Downpours at times today, obviously for Sunday as well, and some more scattered rain for Monday. Any of these storms will have downpours, lightning, and maybe some strong winds in excess of maybe 50, possibly as high as 60, but in general, this is more of a rainfall risk. You notice your hourly planner highlights this pretty well with some thunder shower activity. It keeps temperatures mainly in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Overnight lows tonight dropping back to the 60s. Severe threat tracker is right in that threshold of about medium to high, but we're technically in weather alert for today and tomorrow for those heavy areas of rain. So if we just kind of broaden out the perspective, the Storm Prediction Center at least keeps us in a level 1 risk out of 5 for a strong storm. Obviously, that is still possible for today. And as we head into Sunday and Monday, a lower chance and lower probabilities of a strong storm, but still the risk is there of downpours. Look at this, how well our latest run of the HRRR is highlighting some of this shower and thunderstorm activity. This is at 10:30, bringing it through Kingsport. I mean, we're talking about rainfall rates in excess of 2 to 3 inch rainfall rates per hour. And then at times as we go through the evening too, these brighter colors are indicating some of that heavier rainfall. So just be on alert for it. I know it's not going to be raining all the time, but when it does, it's going to be coming some downpours in spots. Then we start to dry it out finally by next week with high temperatures around 90.
Storm Track 5 weather cameras are sponsored by Ingalls. Complete coverage from both sides of the state line. This is the State Line Sports Zone. This segment is sponsored by Food City, the official supermarket of the Vols.
Head coach Rick Barnes is working with a team made up mostly of newcomers once again. He's had success in the past doing just that, reaching 3 straight Elite Eights. Barnes' ability to develop players is one of the reasons Murfreesboro native Chris Washington Jr. signed with the Vols.
Honestly, just a track record of like guys he didn't put in the league, you know what I'm saying? I want to be pro, so. Like I said, I came to Tennessee. I felt like they're going to get me there. He's going to get me there.
By the end of today, there will be 4 teams remaining in the World Cup. Norway and England battle at 5 o'clock in Miami, followed by Argentina and Switzerland at 9 in Kansas City. All 4 teams are coming off dramatic wins in the round of 16. You can watch both of those games on our sister station, Fox Tri-Cities. Today's winners will join France and Spain in the semifinals. That'll do it for sports. Have a great morning.
So I know for the most part, Kingsport has been missing some of that rain the past couple of days. Well, I've got a heads up for you. It's heading your direction. You're getting ready to have some heavy downpours towards Kingsport, Eastone Drive, Westone. It'll eventually be heading towards areas like Bristol, Johnson City, and so forth, but will likely take another 30 to 45 minutes to actually get to some of these eastern part of the Tri-Cities areas. Anyway, so weather alert day obviously today and tomorrow for some heavy downpours, some localized areas of flooding, especially in those low draining areas and flood-prone areas. That's usually where we expect it. Temperatures will be impacted, a little bit cooler, mainly in the upper 70s, low 80s. Then we dry it out a little bit finally by the time we head into next week, and high temperatures looking pretty hot though, around 90 degrees.
Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Headlines anytime online at WCYB.com. NBC's coverage of the Tour de France is up next. Have a great